News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938, Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, Guam's leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, a main water break is causing more than just traffic delays, outages, business closures too. A look at today's mess in the capital. Plus, a thief targets a shopper at the local mall, others coming to her aid to get the stolen item back. Police now searching for the suspect. And the NMI's congressional delegate calls former Governor Ralph Torres' alleged misuse and overspending of federal money criminal. A report from our regional correspondent in Saipan.
Hafide and good evening. I'm Nick Delgado. Welcome to Primetime. It's what many first thought was a sinkhole at a major intersection turned out to be a broken water line. An early morning mess left most of the island capital and others further south toward PD with little to no water. The problem forcing dozens to close business for the day while waterworks crews spent hours trying to fix it.
The calm before the chaos, several passing by capturing images of a broken Marine Corps drive and water spewing out from underneath. And just after sunrise, a river flowed down the northbound lane between Willows Club and Padre Palomo Park ahead of the morning rush hour commute.
It's blocked over here and this way, so I don't know how we're gonna start.
The problem unfolding right in front of the building where Mark Alpheus works.
I was stuck right. There is a lot of water here. We distribute and we have to leave at 7, but it's already 7:06.
So you're delayed already?
Yes.
Guam waterworks crews spent hours trying to find the source of the leak. Guam Police and Department of Public Works also responding to help guide traffic. Drivers agree it was a headache getting through the area. DPW Director Vince Ariola was there early, getting his team in place and letting the community know to avoid the intersection if at all possible.
The only good thing is that it happened in the wee hours of the morning, so we had time to set up and work on the traffic flow.
By midday, the traffic still slow moving. And from Hagåtña to PD, many like Guam Department of Labor, GPA, and GWA's Hagåtña offices and the local courthouse forced to close for the day due to the water outage. GWA General Manager Miguel Berdalio says his crew has been investigating and did their best to still maintain service for most.
We've made some adjustments already to try and bring more water down from different zones other than the zones that are being served through that Marine Drive main. Specifically, we have a line coming down Route 8, which we're trying to divert some of the water into Hagåtña.
Berdalio admits the island's water system is in need of upgrades.
The aging system as a whole is a problem, but you can't go out and replace the system all at one time. And so our current program of prioritized line replacements is something that we're working on. This particular case, I can't say that it's the age of the main that is particularly the problem. For a lot of our recent main breaks, they are not tied necessarily to the age of the pipe as much as they are to the impacts to the network when we have pumps go down or wells go down that cause pressure surges.
While Waterworks investigates and makes repairs, Alpheus hopes it's more than just a quick fix.
Well, an open house met with a peaceful protest. It was the military versus one local activist group during an event held late today at the Guam Cultural Repository in Manila. Our Mitsuki Hirayama at the event, hearing from both sides.
Nick, inside this building comes a plan to care, study, and keep a record of Guam's cultural artifacts unearthed over the years. But what should be the military's effort to preserve cultural resources, at least here in the Guam Cultural Repository at the University of Guam in Manila, is getting a lot of pushback from locals, specifically from local activist group Reactivation, members taking this opportunity to be here during the Joint Region Marianas open house and protesting the military's actions, both sides weighing in on today's planned event.
So that's why having a facility that's built to these standards is so super important. And so you'll see that as you go in there, like, wow, this wall looks funny. Why? Because it's specially made. Wow, why are all these pipes with these nozzles? Well, that's because it's a suppression system to ensure if something happens, the fire can be taken out very quickly, and we can preserve the history that's going to be stored in this building. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, it will look like just a big empty room, but kind of pay attention to some of those details. Please take the time to talk to our archaeologists. They're happy to talk to you. I will admit, they are much smarter on a lot of these subjects than I am. And so if they say some terms or something you're not familiar with, just ask them to kind of explain it. Because sometimes I get talking to them and I say, well, you have to slow that down.
Here today. We're sending a clear message that we want no more destruction. We want no more desecration. That these remains, these ancestral sacred objects that our ancestors once held and touched and are evidence of their lives here in our homelands, that these belong to the people of Guam, not Joint Region Marianas and not the Department of Defense. And so for them to use this building as a bargaining chip for the destruction, for the desecration, for the contamination is unacceptable. So thank you all so much for being here, and sign off to Dakota and Jeremy for feeding us, for grounding us, and sign off to everybody. Nalotla! Nalotla!
We caught up with Governor Lilian Guerrero earlier today, who said she doesn't feel there's any conflict, as the DoD is the entity that funded the culture repository. But these activists don't want the military handling the cultural artifacts, saying the Chamorro people are the rightful stewards. So the military says they're taking this responsibility to preserve Guam's cultural resources very seriously. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Thanks, Mitsuki. Well, in court, murder defendant Branty Wallaby denied that he had anything to do with killing Arnold Arun. He pleaded not guilty before Magistrate Judge Benjamin Cizon in Superior Court today. His brother, Jaron Wallaby, who repeatedly told the court he is not guilty, will have to wait another week to answer to the murder charges. The court had to appoint a new attorney due to conflict. He's back in court January 26. Now, the Wallaby brothers were apparently drunk when witnesses say they allegedly attacked Narun in Dededo last month. Narun died from blunt force trauma to the head. Well, 28-year-old Matthew Salas will remain locked up while he waits to find out how long he'll have to spend in federal prison. Salas pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute 50 or more grams of methamphetamine before District Court Magistrate Judge Michael Berdalio today. The court denying his request to get out of prison. He'll be sentenced on April 20th. Salas admitting to his part in smuggling drugs through the mail. More than 111 grams of meth were sent to him from Arizona last May. The feds tracking the package to a Dededo home before Salas was taken into custody. Now to a brazen purse snatching caught on camera. It happened at the Micronesia Mall Wednesday night. As Jonagan Charfris reports, the incident getting the attention of others there, who immediately stepped in to try and stop the thief.
A daring theft, the scene unfolding inside the food court of the Micronesia Mall in Dededo Wednesday night. 3 people are captured on the mall's security cameras sitting at one of the tables. The group appeared to be talking, unaware what was about to happen next. A man walks towards them when he suddenly leans in and grabs the victim's bag. The man then darts off, running toward the other end of the food court, the incident causing quite the commotion for others at the mall. Guam Police Department spokesperson Officer Berlin Savella telling KUAM today that the man was stopped by another mall patron who was able to get the victim's belongings back. The mall's corporate office issuing this statement saying, quote, Micronesia Mall prioritizes safety and security. With the quick response of the mall team and customer bystanders, the woman got her purse back even before that man could leave the building. The matter now rests in the very capable hands of GPD. Thank you to all for your concern, and please remember to be vigilant and aware of your surroundings no matter where you are. No one was hurt during the incident, but police say the thief got away. Authorities now using this footage that captured the theft to try to identify him. Anyone with information is asked to contact GPD or report it to Guam Crime Stoppers. Jonagan Charfris, KUM News.
Thanks, Joan. Well, the NMI's congressional delegate Gregorio Sablan describing former Governor Ralph Torres' alleged misuse and overspending of federal money as criminal. He says it could restrict the access to future federal funds. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglonia has more.
Up again, look.
The NMI's delegate to Congress, Gregorio Sablan, not pulling any punches about the deficit former Governor Ralph Torres left the Commonwealth in.
Tomas, that's a lot of money to be overdrawn. When you have, $482 million to spend in the first time, and you spend $560 million rather than that's plus who knows local funds. It's criminal.
The alleged criminal behavior is what the delegate said he wanted to avoid when he asked the interagency group on insular areas to provide oversight on ARP expenditures on Saipan a year ago.
Yeah. Look, on the ARPA thing, so we have asked Treasury to take a fresh look and see if, for example, this boost program was done consistent with the plans and proposals.
Sablan, who met with the governor Thursday after this interview, says the transition report's finding that the former administration turned off a budget control feature on the island's financial management system is alarming.
Turning off that budgetary control on Muni, and there's a reason why that, that tool's there. Turning it off so you could overspend is criminal, if that's the case.
Sablan says the Commonwealth could be at risk of receiving new federal funds if an audit reveals misappropriation or mishandling.
Since Typhoon Mangkut sold the lure you to the COVID, everything, the Commonwealth has received in commitment, if not completely spent, about $2 billion in federal money. That's a lot of money. And if we can't fix our problem, even when we get $2 billion.
Governor Palacios is expected to release the exact figures of the deficit and a revised budget in a month. Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Thanks, Tomas. We'll have more news coming up. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
What's the move?
Mr. Box, I had this idea.
Is it offering people curly fries, tiny tacos, and my other fan favorites in one box for just $10? Great idea, Devin. Run with it.
Well.
A $10 fan faves box is perfect for sharing.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM CNMI on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back to Prime Time. The Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Site gaining more armed forces to secure it through support from members of the Guam National Guard. Destiny Cruz reports from the Barrigada Readiness Center, where a deployment ceremony was hosted earlier today.
It's a minor trek to a major mission. Task Force in Dalu deploying out just up the street to South Pinagayan at the THAAD site.
No one knows or lives our motto, always ready, always there, more than our families do. Families, only you can master all the changes and adjustments to your lives and keep the home front.
For many military families, this relocation, only 7 miles away, comes as a relief compared to previous send-offs, which sometimes meant months and years apart. This time with a sense of comfort, loved ones with yellow ribbons pinned on their chest, a symbol of home front support, congratulated 85 members of this 6th THAAD security group with a ceremony. For Specialist James Hogan and proud father to his 2 kids, Emily and Michael, this is his 3rd time deploying. A blessing, he says, for the relocation just another village away, where he can serve his country, island, and as a dad.
To be deployed, it's a great feeling knowing that I'm doing my part so my family can sleep better at night. It feels good knowing that sometimes we're able to go home, spend time with our families, but still, you know, there is still a mission at hand that still has to be completed.
Quality time Emily and Michael are looking forward to.
I feel good because I can play games with him and spend time with him.
Dad's mission, however, is critical, as Guam remains a target of missile launches from areas like North Korea. The Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Battery is in place to protect Guam and the region from adversaries should they attempt a missile launch. Today, Governor Leon Guerrero speaks to the troops.
Being able to know that there is that THAAD defense system here and that our Guam National Guard is key in protecting and securing it is a great, I think, peace of mind for me and for our people.
A send-off, she says, though not very far, still comes with great respect, dignity, and recognition. Destiny Cruz, KUAM News.
Thanks, Destiny. Well, it was an administratively activated in October of 2020. The formal reactivation and renaming ceremony of Marine Corps Base Camp Blas is now set for next Thursday. The base is named in honor of the first Chamorro U.S. Marine Corps General and former Congressman Vicente Ben Blas. Nestor Lecanto has more.
The event starts at 10 a.m. with a flyover by an FA-18 Hornet. Attendees at the free-of-charge ceremony will also be entertained by the Marine Forces Pacific Band. This will be the first official reactivation and renaming of a new Marine Corps base in 70 years. Construction of the estimated $8.7 billion facility, jointly funded by the U.S. and Japanese governments, is still ongoing. A portion of the Marine contingent in Okinawa, an estimated 4,000 troops, will eventually be relocated to Guam. The event will honor the base namesake, the late Vicente Garrido Ben Blas, the first Chamorro Marine Corps General. Blas was commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1951, eventually rising to the rank of brigadier general. After retirement, he served 4 terms as Guam's delegate to Congress from 1985 to 1993. According to his biography, one of the highlights of his service was as commanding officer of the 9th Marine Regiment, one of the major units that had previously fought in the liberation of Guam. Blas passed away in January 2014 at the age of 85. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Well, Ness adds the big event is set for Thursday, January 26 and is open to the public. Check for the Marine Corps Base Camp Blas Facebook page for more details. Well, coming off nearly 3 years of public health emergency conditions, the restaurant industry in 2023 continues to be challenged. Many have had to scale back or close shop altogether. Here's Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association President Mary Rhodes.
Certainly over 2 dozen I've noticed just over the last couple of years. I've seen a lot of closures, more than we would like to see, and it's just been really hard. But then we've had some new ones open, and I think that, you know, a lot of people are taking risks, knowing that if there's going to be a turn in that corner, it probably will take place this year.
But with many restaurants far from full recovery and federal financial help, such as the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, dried up, Rhodes says they've been talking about other ways to help these businesses stay afloat.
G-Tray has met with other organizations, with GITA, to talk about, as you know, with LEAP 2. And I think that they've really recognized that the restaurants, specifically the brick and mortar restaurants, have had a lot of challenges. But keep in mind, even the restaurants within hotels, not everybody is operating, or at least not 7 days a week as they normally would.
While she admits additional financial help might be needed, the bottom line is to focus on bringing back tourists who will provide the scale the restaurants really need. CNMI Governor Arnold Palacios has yet to hire his own chief of staff or name permanent members of his cabinet. In a news briefing about the state of the Fiscal Affairs Wednesday, Palacios says those appointments became less important than addressing the financial disaster that is the Commonwealth's deficit in federal and local funds.
It might be hard for some to wrap their head around how
I wish I could tell you that everything is ready to go and the Senate is ready to do hearings, but with this situation that we're in, I think that kind of took the second priority at this point in time, because I want to make sure that this government continues to function and provide the public service that it's expected to provide, but it's in the process.
Palacios says he plans to make permanent appointments to his cabinet next week. They're expected to be confirmed by the independent and Democrat-controlled Senate. Currently, he says he does not even have the funds to hire a chief of staff. Many current government employees have been reassigned to help his office in the meantime. Now to a follow-up on a story that touched the hearts of many who heard the news. Doak the Carabao died after more than 2 decades of playing big parts in this community. His legacy remembered by his caretaker, John Ray Ugin, who speaks with our Mitsuki Hirayama about life after Doak.
Doak the Carabao's memory lives on here at the Chamorro village, where you get the feeling of the strength he left behind, and the foundation now set, fitting for this beautiful creature named Laddie, who is now carrying on Doak's legacy by carrying others.
He will be missed, but never forgotten. That's what Doak's caretaker, John Ray Ugin, says, remembering the beloved Carabao's long life the past 22 years.
We will not forget his existence and what he has done to the island, the Guam community itself, and our visiting guests from abroad. Looking at my Facebook, even up to now, people are posting of them riding, or their child riding Doak, and say, yeah, condolences, and we miss Doak.
The community sending him dozens of photos on Facebook remembering the popular Carabao who grew up together with the island community. Though he misses Doak, their overwhelming support gives him strength knowing the Carabao was appreciated. Now his legacy lives on through Laddie, the new Carabao already making his rounds through the Wednesday night market.
Laddie is taking over now. We've been doing Carabao rides almost all over the island, but he's getting there, but it's going to take time.
He says one last farewell to Doak. Carabao heaven.
What I would say is that, it's time for him to rest, and Laddie is taking over the legacy of continuing providing Carabao rides to the island community and also our visiting guests. And that's the legacy that my Carabao that I previously has done is, for them to get on the Carabao, and once you ride a Carabao, it's a lifetime experience.
A lifetime experience of Doak now carried on to the next generation of Carabaos. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Well, now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured of the beautiful overlook down in Humatek. The Guam National Weather Service forecasting Friday will have some clouds in our skies, breezy with 20% chance of rain.
We've made a lot of breakfasts, and along the way, we noticed something was missing. A warm cinnamon roll for breakfast, or with breakfast. A fluffy blueberry muffin from the drive-thru, you're already driving through. A glazed apple fritter, which might find its way into your coffee. These are options every breakfast haver should have. And now, they do. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Half a day, everybody. Welcome back to the Sports Show. I'm Jason Salas, joined by Coach Ross Awa of the Guam National Women's Team over with the Guam Football Association. Also recently promoted to Technical Director, and he continues to wear his hat as the head coach of the Masakara, Guam's Women's National Team. Coach, a great pleasure. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
Absolutely. And congratulations on that, on the move up. Is this kind of like, operationally easy for you now that you wear both the hats of technical director and head coach?
Well, naturally within the GFA, I was actually the assistant technical director, so I am familiar with what needs to be done within the role as well. Wearing the hat as a women's national team head coach, naturally the understanding of what needs to be done in terms of our development on the island and the role of the technical director goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. So it is the responsibility lies solely on your very capable shoulders of applying the right mechanics and the right systems to give these athletes
Mm-hmm.
Not only the physical training they need and also like the champion's mindset, but in this case also giving them like a lot of information that they can use
Mm-hmm.
like in a game about their opponent. So kind of like explain your rationale on how to prepare and how to use technology to prepare athletes for competition.
Yeah, so within our program, we actually have GPS units that we utilize to track the players' fitness with Fit Together, which is actually one of our sponsors with that program. And we also utilize Spideo, which is a camera where we're able to analyze our sessions, but also our training sessions and games of the shape of the team and everything like that to really enhance of what we're trying to do in terms of our playing style.
Mm-hmm. It is very, very incredible to see that the Masakata is performing at the cutting edge, getting these young athletes ready, as I said, with proper training, with nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
with a weight program, and then also now backed by data. So some final thoughts, Coach, about what the implementation of technology has meant to you as a coach and how that's changed, since you first made the decision to actually want to make this, teach young women how to play the game right.
Well, for me personally, because of the modern trends of the game, it naturally became a lot faster in a way. So with the data that I did gain, or the information from the technology that we have, it allowed me to work hand in hand with my high performance team to create the right training sessions. It's not just about conducting a session to conduct a session, right? Now we're training with purpose, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so I would guess this makes assessment of like players like a lot better too. Like if you have like tryouts or things like
Correct,
that, you can actually figure out who's the best. There you go. So
yeah,
it's a win-win.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I'm actually here right now in Chula Vista, doing an identification camp for the women's program.
Very, very nice. Okay, well, we know you got a ton of work, and man, we are behind you all the way and everything. Like anything that has to do with like technology and athletics, we're big fans of yours, and when we can't wait to see the continued success of the Masakata. So, Coach Ross Awa, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate the time.
Of course. Best of luck to you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
New year, new you, new adventures. How about a new Jeep to go along with it?
It is the Start Something New sales event happening now at Cars Plus. Experience a new level of freedom and adventure in the new Jeep Gladiator. Or how about the all-new legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee L? The most awarded SUV ever now features a fresh interior design and 3 rows of seating. Call us at 671-477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to get pre-approval online today.
Hey, you want to order some Taco Bell?
Two grilled chicken burritos, 2 bold flavors. Order on the app, only at Taco Bell.
Finally tonight, your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
It's January 19th, so happy birthday to some very special Guamanians, including now 10-year-old Skylar Cole Napati. Happy double-digit birthday, Skylar Cole. Mom and Dad are sending you their very best, and they say all the love in the world to you. Jennifer Lynn Lizama, happy birthday blessings to Jen. Your familia says we give you all of our love. And all the love in the world, especially going back to our accounting department, Miss Anna Tuquero, who is celebrating her 2nd happy birthday with us here as part of the KUM family. Miss Anna, it's such a blessing to have you as part of our team and our family. So we love you. You're such a valued member of our team, and we hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful birthday. And happy belated birthday wishes going out to Taylor Jade Manabusan, who was born on the 18th. Happy birthday, Taylor, from Nina and Nino Sharp, and the family, who say, we love you always, Princess. Man, great day to be a birthday celebrant, so happy birthday to each and every one of you.
And that's your Primetime Show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado. Stay safe and good night.